From the heart of Michigan State University, Focal Point starts right now.
Good morning and welcome to Focal Point News. I'm Sudhi Chaube.
And I'm Jackie Graham. It's November 14th, 2025, and we've got a very special show for you today.
That's right. This week, Focal Point brings you all things sports. We'll have the latest athletic news from right here in our Mid-Michigan community.
And it's not just our D1 sports at Michigan State University, it's club sports, local events, and so much more. If you love sports, we've got a great show for you today. But before we talk sports, it's important to highlight those in the sports broadcast industry. All across the country, there are women everywhere who take on this longly male-dominated career. I had the chance to catch up with a couple of women in the sports industry who got their start right here at MSU. Take a look.
Say I'm a journalism major, and my name's Olivia Klinsky. You just don't know what's coming next, and no journey is linear, and it's a beautiful thing to stay open-minded. Just I didn't originally plan to go into journalism, and now I'm here, and I can't imagine my life without it. Just the fact that athletes are so much more than a number on the back of their jersey.
If there's been, people that have helped guide you through that.
Marin Klein.
My name is Marin Klein. I work in sports media and sports broadcasting.
She trailblazed
10 regular season and postseason.
And I was like, I would never want to do broadcast. You could not pay me.
What does it mean to you to be able to have these exhibition matches?
And then I got to Michigan State. I was doing reporting with SSR and Focal Point.
For the Spartan Sports Report, Marin Klein reporting.
And really just fell in love with it.
Just wide. That was a dangerous play.
There was a lot that I went through when I started doing hockey games for Michigan State, because there was no other woman around the Big Ten that was doing that for men's hockey, and they hear a woman's voice.
What a game we have in store.
So no matter whether it's good or bad, people feel the need to comment on it.
State took down the Purdue Boilermakers.
Joanne Gersner, who was a professor at Michigan State, said, no, you earned the opportunity. And she looked at me and she goes, do you think a man would ever say that? Would a man ever say, oh, I was given the opportunity? No, they would say they've earned it. So why aren't you? And that was one of the best pieces of advice I've ever been given, because it's true. Just because I might be different, look different, people might see me differently, doesn't mean I don't belong there.
Yeah, you've been playing a lot, kind of switching out a few guys.
There's been so much growth. There's a professional women's hockey league now. There are female owners of NFL teams that are on the sideline learning these plays. You can show that you have that skill. There's no reason that they would pick a man over you just because he's a man.
It was great to catch up with these fellow Spartans and learn about their passion for sports media. Here at Focal Point News, we can't wait to see what these women go on to do.
Now getting into sports, we start with the news of the NCAA placing the Spartan football program on 3 years of probation. This comes after the association found evidence of former staff members who worked under Mel Tucker violated recruitment rules.
The program faces a $30,000 fine as well as a 1.5% budget cut. They're also banned from doing any recruiting over the next 3 years.
In a joint statement, University President Kevin Guskowitz and Athletic Director Jay Batt said that now that these decisions have been made, the program can move forward and focus on the future of Spartan football.
And the future is as early as tomorrow when the Green and White play in their final home game of the season against Penn State. For many senior Spartans, it's a bittersweet moment as it's the last home game they'll be able to attend as students.
We've got Focal Point's Jack David live outside the Spartan Stadium with more. How's it going, Jack?
Thanks, guys. I'm outside of Spartan Stadium right now. In just over 24 hours, it'll be home to another Big Ten battle between the Michigan State Spartans and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Looking at this game, both of these teams have a lot of similarities. Currently, they're both 3-6. They're both on 6-game losing streaks, and they are both looking for their first win in Big Ten play. Let's start with the Spartans here. They had a bye week last week, but the week before that, they suffered their 6th straight loss in a row, like I mentioned, to the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They took it to overtime, but Minnesota's quarterback Drake Lindsey ran it in to, seal the Spartans' fate. Looking at the Penn State side, they've also had a really rough year. Quarterback Drew Aller out for the year. Head coach James Franklin fired. But last week they nearly pulled off one of the biggest upsets in college football this year as they nearly took down the #2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers. If not for the toes of wide receiver Omar Cooper in the back of the end zone, Penn State would have beat Indiana. So it's going to be a really interesting game to see who's going to snap a 6-game losing streak and who's going to get their first Big Ten win. For MSU students, though, this is the last home game of this calendar year. And for seniors, this is the last home game they can watch live as a Michigan State student. And that leaves a lot of bittersweet feelings. I talked to some Michigan State seniors to ask them what they feel about the Penn State game and their feelings about this being their last game they can watch as seniors. As the leaves change their color and the wind picks up, you know that it means it's time for the end of fall sports. It has not been an easy year for the Spartans.
We're 3-6 at this point in the season. I was hopeful after the Boston College game that we'd be pretty good, but unfortunately that didn't pan out. Hopefully we can turn it around this weekend.
Losing 6 in a row makes it hard for any senior student to want to show up to games.
Yeah, I think we lose pretty badly. Like, I almost don't want to go to these games anymore. I mean, it's 4 years watching this, even with the hope of Jonathan Smith and Ian Childs, but still, it's looking rough.
Even though this year has not gone the way that most seniors had hoped for, they still have a lot of great memories of being in Spartan Stadium.
The student section is really fun. I always have a blast in there, especially with the Michigan game at the end of the game. Just fun being out there, waving your shirt around. It's always a great experience.
It's such a blast, something I'm definitely going to miss.
Yes, MSU is 3-6, but there's still a lot to play for against Penn State.
I think there's a chance we could beat Penn State. I mean, without, what was it, James Franklin, I mean, they're looking pretty bad. Drew Aller's out, but, I mean, we have a chance, but our defense just got to show up, and we can't be doing any turnovers or anything like that.
It's still possible we could, make a bowl game if we win out. Hopefully, we win this game this weekend, and it gives us a boost to win the rest of the season.
From Focal Point News, I'm Jack David. The game tomorrow will be taking place at 3:30 p.m. If you're going to the game, stay warm and stay dry. Hopefully it doesn't rain. If you are a senior, enjoy your last game as a MSU Spartan. And back to Jackie and City in the studio.
Thanks, Jack.
And talking about football, we'll stay on the topic with another sport that our friends overseas call football as well. We have news from a few soccer clubs in our area.
Next weekend marks an important moment for the women's club soccer white team. The club team heads to the Nationals for the very first time. Focal Point's Brooklyn Burchell went out to talk to the girls and see how they're preparing for their big moment.
For Michigan State's women's club soccer team White, this season has already made history.
This is just our 5th year playing as an established club, and we're playing in a league that's lower than the first club team, but it's a little bit more interactive with the college experience, I think.
Michigan State's women's club soccer team is gearing up for a stage they've never reached before. For the first time in program history, they're headed to nationals.
We just got really lucky. We hit the criteria to even put our name into the drawing, and then all the e-board members, one day we were just watching the drawing. We were all texting in class and stuff. We were just it was laggy screen, but it was awesome because we were the very last name to be pulled of the entire thing.
But the goal is much more than winning. They want to make a name for themselves.
I think that if we do really well in this tournament, it will kind of establish us a little bit more.
For this tight-knit group of girls, Nationals is a chance to represent their league and prove just how much they've built together.
This is just a big opportunity for us to showcase what we can do as a smaller team. And for us, we're kind of like an underdog in this, so it's kind of just a good opportunity to showcase what we know and how we play as a team, and so that people can look at us and think okay, they aren't just an IM team or whatever. We're actually fun, and we're here to play, and so.
And while they say they're grateful for the opportunity, their focus remains simple.
I'm hoping to get a victory. Besides that.
In East Lansing, I'm Brooklyn Burchell, Focal Point News.
The girls head to Kansas for the first round of the tournament next weekend. Good luck and safe travels.
Also new in soccer, a new soccer club soccer team finds ways to connect through faith. Focal Point's Griffin Makrovich spoke with members to learn more about their brotherhood.
So as a freshman, we didn't really have something like that, you know, especially like a separate sports team of like an actual brotherhood of Muslims that come together and play ball on and off the court.
I texted in the group chat with all the soccer guys. It's like, if I start an IM team, you know, would any of you guys be willing to join? And then instantly everybody's like, yeah, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Mashallah just means like God has willed it. So by the grace of God, just God's willed it to happen. And we kind of just use it as a play on words, even though the word's very powerful in religion. But Manchester United, obviously, we subbed that in there, Mashallah United, and it just stuck. The team brings us together. We're all united by a religion. Honestly, you don't have to. It's not a requirement.
No, of course. I think we have a Jewish fellow on the team, amazing guy.
Yeah, so I'm the only non-Muslim. It's kind of funny. I joined at the inception. So I'm roommates with Aman, who's the coach, or who ended up being the coach.
Mohid Ahmed. Where's Ahmed? Ahmed, you guys are center defenders, okay?
I always wanted to be a soccer coach. That was like my lifelong dream of mine. So Kane was like, "Why don't you become coach?" So I was like, "Okay, I'll take up the coaching role." Then.
Yeah, we have a great time. This is definitely like the highlight of our week for most of us. Like, we were looking forward to it every week. Yo, we got a game. We're texting the whole time.
It's kind of like that one day I always look forward to. You know, it's school, homework, tests, exams, all that stuff. You remember, oh, dude, I got a game Tuesday. Finally see my boys. Finally, you know. It's like that one time where everyone actually gets together. You can actually like see everyone.
A lot of the Muslim kids, it's not exactly like their thing to go out and drink. It is like one of the fun things we can do here. Just like kind of relax, hang out. It's it's always good. It especially like going to the games, because we'd get like we get like a bunch of our friends like on the sidelines cheering. The idea with this is that people that stay around, they're gonna like try and recruit new like Muslim kids to like keep this team going and make like a legacy thing. So I think that is also like a good way to like create community and get new people involved.
The whole point of Mashallah United is just to create a brotherhood and just have a team of everyone who respects each other, plays the game, and just enjoys it.
Some people might not have known people before that at the start of the season, but then like just through being Muslim and all of us meeting each other, playing, then it's like, I don't know, we just became a big family.
So staying active in faith and athletics, and you don't have to be Muslim to join. You can connect with Mashallah United on Instagram.
It's great to see how sports fosters connections here in the Mid-Michigan community.
I agree, City, and we've got even more on local athletics coming up. But first, we take a quick break.
Still ahead, from the pool to the court and the studio, see how students stay active by finding their community.
We'll take a quick look at our weather forecast, then right back to athletics. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Focal Point News.
Let's jump right in. Jump into the pool, that is. It seems we have a lot of swimmers on campus, but believe it or not, no D1 swimming team.
And students wonder why.
So without a formal swimming and diving team at Michigan State, these students have created a swimming community of their own. Focal Point's Michaela Mazza dove right into the action.
I would describe it as the perfect balance of exercising and socializing. We're the Michigan State Swim Club, and we are kind of like a lower level of swimming. We're at IM West Pool is where we practice, and we practice 4 times a week. We have practices that are completely optional. People can come, as the coaches, we each take a day and we write a set for each day. So you can come in, do the set we wrote, or you can come in and kind of do whatever you want. It's also a great time to socialize. Sometimes I just come in just to talk to people. So it's a good place to either get a workout in, socialize, or do both.
I joined my freshman year because I was going into a major that was very male dominated, and I wanted to make friends outside of my major, and I thought this would be a good way to meet people who I still had something in common with, but it wasn't my major.
I think it's a great program for people to get back into swimming if they've been out of it, because it's about as hard as you make it and as hard as you want it to be. And so I think that gives a lot of people a great range and a great experience because they don't feel pressured or overwhelmed trying to do what they were doing in maybe their high school teams or their club teams. And it's a way more casual environment for people to do something that they all appreciate and like, and for them to just have fun.
I think no matter what lane you go to, whether it's 1, 2, 5, or 6, You always are going to meet someone. Everyone's very friendly. They want to go do things. We have a lot of people on this club who like hang out outside, and I really like that. So if you're just looking somewhere to exercise and be social, this is a good place to start.
In their regional competition last weekend in Ohio State, the women's team ranked 7th out of 21 and the men ranked 13 out of 22. MSU's ballet club is gearing up for their fall show this weekend. Focal Point's Amy Cho shows us a glimpse of their preparations and what it's like to be a ballerina.
Tandu. Side, 2, 3.
Annabelle Wilkin always knew she wanted to be a ballerina. Her interest in ballet started young.
When I was in kindergarten, I decided that I wanted to dance ballet, and so since then, so that's been 16 years, I've been doing ballet to Susu.
And once she arrived on campus,
it was a no-brainer to really continue that passion for dancing.
Lifelong dancer Kendall Sokol uses ballet differently.
It's my way of communicating with the world. It's like how I express my emotions.
Arabesque.
Rehearsals and lessons aren't the only things these ballerinas look forward to every week.
Even though I started late, it was my bedrock, it was my foundation. It's what I want to keep with me for the rest of my life.
Front for Sokol, the club means more than just ballet.
I struggled finding a community last year, so this has been like my home this year.
To this side.
As a choreographer, Wilkin says watching the team succeed is unlike anything else.
Seeing them on stage and performing like phenomenally and just really feeling comfortable, it's just such a wonderful sight to see.
60 degrees. Full.
Camden Kimmel hopes to continue sharing his passion with others.
My hope is that they find it worth it to come here each and every single week, because I find it definitely worth my time.
In East Lansing, Amy Cho, Focal Point News.
Definitely the most graceful sport we've seen today. These dancers take the stage on Sunday at the RCAH Theater.
But if graceful isn't your speed, try a sport involving hitting people with bamboo swords. MSU's Kendo Club is a mental and physical workout that isn't as widely known as some other sports we've discussed today, but it too brings Spartan students together. Focal Point's Laura Butlovics highlights this Japanese art form.
Kendo is a Japanese martial art. It means the way of the sword. Basically, the way I describe it to people who are unfamiliar is that it's like samurai fencing. So it is a sword-based martial art.
Kendo is a very loud and proud sport, I'd say, because one of the most important things about getting points in tournaments is something called kiai, and you need to yell to get a point. You need to hit it properly, and you also need to hit a fumikomi, which is a big step. So you're gonna always hear us in the gym. Let's say that.
I joined just because I saw people like hit each other with swords, and it was something I heard about in like a TV show. Ever watch Ninjago? And I just joined for the spontaneity of it. I made like a really nice group of friends that I don't know where I'd be without. So
because though it's kind of the technique that you lose your opponent in your fight.
I actually joined because when my friend said, "Oh, I'm going to Kendo," I'm like, "We have a Kendo club?" It feeds my perfectionist, I'll say.
I really like the level of structure it has. I think that having practice 3 times a week just really helps like end my day, since we do normally do it so late.
it's become so ingrained into my school life that if I miss like a practice or two, like it'll feel kind of off. Like my day will feel kind of like, crap, I should be at practice.
Kendo is about leadership and having confidence, and I would say that this really helped me with that. Like before, I was very introverted, but now I've started to come out of my box a little bit, so I really like that about it, and just getting the opportunity to like show what I've learned and teach other people is always awesome as well.
It's a very supportive community, I think. Like it's strict, but it's like we all want each other to get better, and the journey never really ends, so it's kind of awesome that way.
Club Kendo is always open to teaching others, and if you're interested in learning the art, they're looking to spread joy, and they practice 3 times a week.
It's so impressive to see how many different sports clubs there are at MSU. I had no idea we even had a kendo club.
I agree, but this just goes to show that there's something truly for everyone.
That's right. Another quick break now, but coming up, a sport that's newer than most others.
Then we head into the Spartan newsroom for headlines from this week's D1 Sports.
And we end, of course, with even more fitness. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Focal Point News.
It's been almost 2 years since the Esports Lounge opened on campus, and it's actually right down the hall from the studio we're in now.
Yes, I always walk by it on my way to class, and students who love video games have put it to good use.
As it turns out, gaming is a sport too, and a new varsity team has been the center of investment at MSU. Focal Point's Liam Clymer takes us behind the scenes of this college sport.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah. Shouting from the sidelines.
Hey, deluxe box! Deluxe box!
Coordinated plays.
That was from our corner, by the way.
Varsity teams and button mashing?
Spinning that wheel or what?
But don't doubt for a moment the intensity of this collegiate competition.
It's not all glitter and glamour right now.
Because while esports may be just building its program at Michigan State, players and coaches agree it's the next big thing.
I'm excited that we're the pioneers for it and we're going to be able to watch it grow and become something huge.
MSU Director of Esports Chris Bilski, or
Coach Bilski,
says MSU takes all aspects of investment in the fledgling sport seriously.
A lot of programs look at esports and they look at competition, and that's really kind of where their program ends. But we wanted to get so much more involved.
Over the last year, facilities opened at both Comart Sci and Hubbard Hall, tying esports directly to campus involvement. A move that was done with intention.
Looking at the campus implications and how we can impact campus as a whole. We wanted to look at the community benefits and sense of belonging that's tied to esports.
One way they've been doing that?
I'll cash in on that slice of pizza.
Opening the doors to MSU's campus, with events like last week's annual Pantheon esports competition.
It brings 24 collegiate teams.
Here at Michigan State University's Communication Arts and Sciences building, students from all over Michigan are coming together for more than just friendly competition. They're here for career opportunities.
I came in here thinking I want to do audio engineering.
Students like MSU varsity player Christian Reigart tells me MSU's program changed his path entirely.
I feel like I have such a good opportunity to make an impact in the scene.
Yet another part of Bilski's holistic esports approach, harnessing student passion.
I have students that come to me and they're like, Coach Bilski, I love esports, I love gaming, I want to work here. I'm like, yes.
He says partnering with the college allows emphasis on employment and creating opportunities.
There are hundreds of different careers that are actually connected to esports, and so working with those students to take that passion and that interest for gaming and esports and use it as a hook to connect them with something that's going to serve them for the rest of their lives, I think is a really powerful piece of what esports and gaming can do.
In East Lansing,
give it 10 years, it's going to be something.
Liam Clymer, Focal Point News.
Bilski says the Esports Lounge isn't limited to only varsity teams. For those looking to hone in on their gaming skills or learn more about career opportunities, he encourages stopping by Hubbard and Comart Sci to learn more.
I too had a chance to catch a combination of sports action this week. Last week, the MSU Triathlon Club hosted an event that they called the Sparty Tri.
That's swimming, running, and biking, right?
That's right. Instead of focusing in on one sport, these Spartans work on resilience and discipline by doing all three back to back. And while I didn't get a chance to participate, I spoke to those who did. Take a look.
My name's Connor. I am a senior. I'm the vice president of the MSU Triathlon team.
My name is Annie. I'm the head of events. I'm a senior on this team.
I'm Anne-Marie Murphy. I'm the videographer for MSU Tri.
My name is Patrick Lafferty. I'm the merchandise coordinator for MSU Triathlon, and I just completed the Sparty Tri. Today, we are hosting our third annual indoor Sparty Triathlon.
I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning to get ready and bring everything here.
First group of people to go was at 6:40.
This race, this is our third year doing it, and it has not been on campus before, so this is our first year having it on campus, which is really special because it allows us to do it on our home turf.
We're really excited about this event. It's great for our club, and we just love people to be involved in triathlon.
The Sparty Triathlon is sport for a couple of different reasons. For our club specifically, it's our major fundraiser for the year. We have a lot of people who are racing it today to get their national qualification. But for a lot of us, our eyes are all set on nationals later on next year.
We've gotten a lot closer as a team, and our team has actually been the most improved team at nationals the last 4 years in a row.
Last March, we placed 6th overall at nationals on 90 teams. Our men's team placed 5th overall. Our women's team placed 8th. So being able to see how far this club has come, especially competitively, has been really cool.
Triathlon's super hard sport, and so to be together while you're doing it makes it so much easier, and so you get along really well with the other people who also want to be involved.
The camaraderie that we have on our team it's something special. We train so much together, so it really becomes more or less of a family.
People who want to train a ton can train a ton and at a super high intensity, while the people who want to train at a lower intensity still get to do that, and they're still in the same room together.
I feel like in triathlon, it's really about we're all doing it together. It's not really, we're not competing against another school. It's just competing against yourself, just trying to do better. So you cheer everybody on.
Proceed to the cycling room.
Throughout college, having a goal and something that I'm working toward pretty consistently is kind of changed the way I approach a lot of different things. And I think that's something I wouldn't have had if I didn't have something like triathlon. It really takes a lot out of you. But the rewards are worth it at the end.
The team gears up to take on nationals in March, and thank goodness this triathlon was inside because it was definitely one of the colder days last week.
I bet the same was true for Focal Point's Meg Vandermark, who went out to cover this year's Turkey Trails 5K. It was an event where runners come together for fitness, fun, and a little bit of festive cheer. Take a look.
1, go! Have a great race.
At this year's Turkey Trails race, runners brave the cold, not just for competition, but for camaraderie.
With running, because it's such individual, it's an individual sport, but everybody is very supportive. If it's a down and back, people will cheer for you if you're ahead of them.
That encouragement is what keeps them coming back race after race.
So I'd say the running community, they are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. No matter what race you come to, they're going to be very supportive of you. It doesn't matter how old you are, or it's your first time, or you're a veteran.
The event is one of several themed races hosted by Bodies Race Company. Each run offers something different, from competition to connection to simply taking in the scenery.
I've never been here. I grew up in Mason, which is in Ingham County, but I live in Frankenmuth now. And we don't have a lot of places like this. This is beautiful.
For Sanders, running became a new passion and proof that you don't have to be a pro to belong.
You'd be surprised the people that decide, I'm just going to start running, and there's no wrong way to start, and it's a sport for everybody and every body.
And whether you're racing to win or just running for joy, the cold doesn't slow everyone down.
Summertime, I don't run as well because I get hot and I get tired.
In Michigan, the cold might scare some people off, but nationally, 2.6 million runners participate in a 5K each year. And with an average age of 40, this isn't just a young person's sport. This is a community that spans generations. At runs like Turkey Trails, the sport might be individual, but the spirit is shared. In Lansing, I'm Meg Vandermark, Focal Point News.
The next race in the series is called the Candy Cane Course Run, and that'll be held on Saturday, December 6th over in Brighton. You can sign up online at runsignup.com.
Wow, talking about the holiday season already, this year really has gone by so fast.
That's true. Can you believe next week is already our last show of the year?
I really can't, but for now, that's all we've got for you today in this very special edition of Focal Point News. Thankfully now, we're all caught up on sports. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Sudhi Chaubey.
And I'm Jackie Graham. We'll be back next week for our last edition of Focal Point News, covering all the news from our Mid-Michigan community. Have a great weekend, Spartans.